What up, dickheads? It's your boy Buckets, and we're here to do a reaction video on where it all started for me in cycling. This video is an 8-minute clip on MONSTERTRACK by Lucas Brunel. Back in 2013, I was rehabbing from a knee surgery, and I'm on a stationary bike, and I'm going down a YouTube rabbit hole, and this video happens to pop up. MONSTERTRACK is an all fixed gear track bike race with no brakes, usually in February in New York. Shitty ass weather, very intense, 3 manifests long. You're gonna get over 80 riders every year. This is the #1 ALLEYCAT in the world. It is also one of the toughest and longest running ones out there. Again, it's New York City in February with a bunch of cyclists from around the world who are just crazy as me to be able to ride a bike with no brakes in traffic against other cyclists and against pedestrians and checkpoint workers. I say that to come back to that in a few. All right, so we should just get into it. Here is what brought me into the bike world. Again, 10 years ago, I saw this video, and now 10 years later, I have a race team. I have a cycling podcast. Shout out to Cat 6 Cheesemas, Gabe, Mike, Cisco. And yeah, 10 years later, I've built so many friendships, partnerships, relationships with just the whole community. And it's been an amazing ride and an amazing adventure. And, I'm post Premium Rush era. For those that know. Again, 2013 on. So this is what got me into cycling, y'all. Let's get into it. Just hearing that first fight night Rocky, like 1, 1, 2, that shit had me hyped, bro. And then to read fixed gear only, no brakes, 150 riders in my city at one time. And then later on, I find out that Chris Storman and Bobby are both of Hispanic descent. So right off the bat, 2 of the top 3 contenders I can identify with. There was no way, like, everything was just lining up for me to keep doing this. And prior to this, I didn't know how to ride a bike. My first bike was basically at 27. I mean, you get like BMX bikes and mountain bikes, but not like a fixed gear. MONSTERTRACK is always going to start in chaos. Think about it, trying to organize over 100 riders on a day from all over the place. On top of that, with your checkpoint workers, getting the right manifest and everything. MONSTERTRACK is just such a hassle, and it's always going to start chaotic, and you're just not going to know what's going on until they tell you where the manifest is at. And once they tell you that, then you know it's go time. And look at this. Shout out to First Ave before they even had a bike lane. Austin Horse getting cutty really, really early. If you know Austin Horse now, he's not about that life. Austin Horse will tell you he's an advocate of safe bike riding. So this just to show you a sign of the times and how people evolve in this community. Also, shout out to Dominican Chris. He is the first open jacket, cape, superhero looking ass motherfucker on the bike I saw. I'm gonna credit you with that swag. You were the first one, and I've seen people do it after you, including myself. And if you're a top rider and you don't have the video where you got the superhero cape in the back because of your open jacket, then you're just not doing it right, papa. Look at this. Chris out the saddle. Now, a roadie would tell you, oh, you gotta stay in the saddle. Fuck that, bro. Fuck you, your roadie life, and Rafa, dog. We don't like you out here on our streets. So as you see, the manifest was on 60th and 1st. They had a jet from Houston basically all the way up 1st to get the manifest on 60th. Now they're checking out to see where the checkpoints and all that are at. All this while still riding in live traffic, dog. Usually these checkpoints are in any order. You have to map it out and GPS it by yourself in your head or with your phone. And here comes the first big split. Shout outs to Bobby and Austin Horse here, because one of the checkpoints is like around Central Park Zoo, and if you know, that's around 60th and 5th. And then the next checkpoint will be 110th and 5th. And these guys salmon all the way. Look at this bullshit, dog. I'm telling you, this race is crazy. You got to be insane to fucking do this. And then to even try to compete and be in that top 2%, 5%, dog, like, it not only takes skill, it not only takes knowledge of the city, it takes so much luck. Because things are going to go wrong that day. It's just inevitable to have things go wrong that day. You just got to make sure you have the least amount of things to go wrong that day. Shout out to Dan Chabanoff. If you know, you know. Fucking ALLEYCAT champion, Red Hook champion. This dude was a fucking beast when I first got into the scene. It's a shame I never got to race him. We got the Bobby feet. I've been if you see my Instagram, I definitely do that from time to time. Again, inspiration is right here. Shout out to Lucas Bruno getting the boost off the MTA bus. I'm telling you, there's no cheating. Even though he's involved in the race, but he's not racing. He's just getting that good old footage, you know? Put it on for the culture. That was one of my favorite lines. This is what Victor gave me. It's the epitome of this race, bro. This is what Victor gave me. He told me to be here. That's all I know. So I'm here. Now here is very loose. Sometimes you get a checkpoint and it'll have an address or the name of a building. And sometimes that checkpoint worker may be not there. So just yell checkpoint every time you come into a checkpoint. Louder. Like, you gotta be loud. They're not gonna hear you. As you see Bobby kind of like puts his hand on the bus, but not really. If you ever put your hand on the bus, you know how much soot and brake dust and just New York City grime there is on that shit. So you're already inhaling that as you're racing. You're going to want to put that on you and on your bars so your hands can be dirty for the rest of eternity, or as long as you have that fucking bar tape. Don't do that, dog. Just fake it. Yo, and shout out to 34th. Yo, 34th is no longer like this, even during the holidays. But before pandemic, 34th was so packed. Could you imagine going through two sides of these people and the two-way? It's fucking insane. Insane. This race, man. Shout out to Snake. Thank you for throwing it. And to all the organizers who continue to push this culture and this race forward, dog. Without y'all, we not here. Again, a sign of the times. You seeing the whip skids. They out here trying to show us. If you know, a whip skid's not really... I mean, it helps, but you're going to burn your tire. So it's like... do that shit in emergencies. Kind of through traffic like it's nothing. You see these guys? They rode the race entirely together. Hold on.
Any motherfucking way you're gonna feel this. I gotta fucking put it where it's at. Alright, so we can keep going. Just fucking hit it. Fuck you, show no respect. Anywhere, dude. Like, are you kidding me, man? Sign it anyway. Yo, you're a dick. Fuck him. No, be seriously.
That's just wrong, right? Time out real quick. Again, this shows the sign of the times. Back then, I'm not gonna say that it was okay, but you like to be a competitor in this race and to be in the top is super intense, and you just have to be at another level. And anybody who knows road rage behind the car, you're at that level this entire race. So you're pulling into a checkpoint and it's going to be hot. Like, you don't know what they want you to do. You want to get that shit signed and go, because here there's only 3 people. But usually you're going to come into a checkpoint and there's going to be massive amounts of people. And then you don't really want to wait on that line. So you're here skipping and it's just like a whole fiasco. But as you see back then, you would just yell at your checkpoint worker and then be like, yo, fuck that guy. And as you saw, I'll see you when I get back. Nowadays, that's not really the case. You kind of want to appreciate everybody in the community because, again, they're volunteering their time just like you to be a part of this race. And even though they're not racing, they're out there to stand in the cold most of the time without getting a prize, without the beer voucher. They might get free admission to the after party, but then again, they might. You know, it all depends on the organizers. And yet, these people are out here still volunteering their time, bro. I've been, you know, I'm not out here trying to, you know, big up anybody. I've also been guilty of yelling at checkpoint workers, which I've been sorry for. And, you know, it's good to see. If you check out the Dominican Chris podcast I had on Catholic Chismes, we talk about it, and we talk about how, you know, it's evolving, and it's just time to give more respect to those that are in the same community as you, whether they race or organize or just commute, dog. We're all one. We all share this passion for the bike, right? So yeah, just, you know, if they're gonna make you do push-ups, do your fucking push-ups. If you gotta rhyme, dog. This shit ain't. Most of the time, you're not gonna win, especially if I'm racing. As you see here, cars aren't gonna respect you if you're not 2, 3 or more. Like right there, they weren't gonna stop for 2 of them, and that's why in the beginning of the race you kind of want to group up just so it's safer and you could just all cut through together. But then again, there's so many skill levels, and if you're not trusting just one person in that group, then at any moment all you guys can crash out. Go to Lucas's IG, you see it there, bro. Shout out to Stone Tone, big homie. You already know. And here we're winding down to the end. As you see, they're all out sprinting on 6/Church. Going up that way. This canal right now. Look at the zigzags they had to do. And while there's really no rules in the ALLEYCAT, the one rule is to have a completed manifest in hand. And you have to give it to the appropriate person who is receiving those manifests. I have an example. One year, I believe it was 2017 MONSTERTRACK. I'm with Dominican Chris, and somehow I arrived first but still get second because I couldn't hand in my manifest on time. And that just to show you, bro, like you can lose this race on that. The smallest technicalities. You just risk your life, risk everything for 3 hours, and you're not even gonna win? Wow, right? But it's also not always about winning. Like, you're there for the experience, you're there for the camaraderie. This is like one of the first big races that gets everybody out of Twitter finger hibernation, you know? Winter is very toxic in the cycling community, and this is the first event where people can come together and talk their shit in person. Yeah, I look forward to this year's MONSTERTRACK. I should be there. It's going to be great. Hopefully we can podium again. 3 podiums, 2 thirds, and a second. So we're going to be looking for that win this year. And thank you for watching. I'm going to be doing more reaction vids. So if y'all fucking with it, let me know, dog. Send it in the comments. Yeah, I already know. Peace out, dickheads.